Exposure from a young age to the realities of the world is a super big thing. Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. The general idea of the rich helping the poor, I think, is important. If you show people the problems and you show people the solutions, they will be moved to act.
Legacy is a stupid thing. I don't want a legacy.
Don't make the same decision twice. Spend time and thought to make a solid decision the first time so that you don't revisit the issue unnecessarily. Discrimination has a lot of layers that make it tough for minorities to get a leg up. Technology is just a tool. In terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, the teacher is the most important. If I had some set idea of a finish line, don't you think I would have crossed it years ago? If you think your teacher is tough, wait till you get a boss. Patience is a key element of success. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. We make the future sustainable when we invest in the poor, not when we insist on their suffering. To win big, you sometimes have to take big risks. I choose a lazy person to do a hard job, because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. If you are born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it's your mistake. We always overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years, and underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. The best teacher is very interactive. The internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. Don't let complexity stop you. Business people need to shake off the notion that information is hard to get. The world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself. Intellectual property has the shelf life of a banana. We always overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years, and underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10. I believe in innovation, and that the way you get innovation is you fund research and you learn the basic facts. We start life with many big dreams. Things never happen the way we dream. I was lucky to be in the right place at the right time. The best thing you can do is to make sure that your workplace and your home have a flexible enough culture. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Life is not divided into semesters. You don't get summers off, and very few employers are interested in helping you find yourself. We need to look more to the future rather than thinking about the past. I have seen firsthand that agricultural science has enormous potential to increase the yields of small farmers and lift them out of hunger and poverty. Money has no utility to me beyond a certain point. The advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it. Expectations are a form of first-class truth. If people believe it, it's true. I have been struck again and again by how important measurement is to improving the human condition. In the long run, your human capital is your main base of competition. Information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. We've got to put a lot of money into changing behavior. We should all grow our own food and do our own waste processing. If you believe that every life has equal value, it's revolting to learn that some lives are seen as worth saving and others are not. I can understand wanting to have millions of dollars. There's a certain freedom, meaningful freedom, that comes with that. It's not about being right, it's about getting the right results. In software, the competition is always 1 week away. Leaders will be those who empower others. Until we're educating every kid in a fantastic way, until every inner city is cleaned up, there is no shortage of things to do. The worst pandemic in modern history was the Spanish flu of 1918, which killed tens of millions of people. Microsoft is not about greed. It's about innovation and fairness. We are changing the world with technology. Power comes not from knowledge kept, but from knowledge shared. The belief that the world is getting worse, that we can't solve extreme poverty and disease, isn't just mistaken. It is harmful. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Flipping burgers is not beneath your dignity. Your grandparents had a different word for burger flipping. They called it opportunity. Be nice to nerds, chances are you'll end up working for one. Life is not fair, get used to it. Television is not real life. In real life, people actually have to leave the coffee shop and go to jobs. If you are given everything in your life, you will be dependent on it. Software is a great combination between artistry and engineering. Measuring programming progress by lines of code is like measuring aircraft building progress by weight. DNA is like a computer program, but far, far more advanced than any software ever created. If I'd had some set idea of a finish line, don't you think I would have crossed it years ago? There is a certain responsibility that accrued to me when I got to this unexpected position. The future of advertising is the internet. I have been lucky to meet with some of the smartest people in the world, and they are all focused on making things better. The PC has improved the world in just about every area you can think of. The advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it. In terms of doing things, I take a fairly scientific approach to why things happen and how they happen. The most meaningful way to differentiate your company from your competition, the best way to put distance between you and the crowd, is to do an outstanding job with information. The idea that you can sit at your desk and make $100,000 by reading your email is absurd. I spend a lot of time reading. Innovations that are guided by smallholder farmers, adapted to local circumstances, and sustainable for the economy and environment will be the key to ending hunger. There are more people dying of malaria than any specific cancer. Our success has really been based on partnerships from the very beginning. Don't let yourself be lulled into inaction. It's hard to improve public education, that's clear. Climate change is a terrible problem, and it absolutely needs to be solved. It deserves to be a huge priority. The general idea of the rich helping the poor, I think, is important. I think it's fair to say that personal computers have become the most empowering tool we've ever created. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. The internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. The PC has improved the world in just about every area you can think of. People always fear change. People feared electricity when it was invented, didn't they? It's easier for our software to compete with Linux when there's piracy than when there's not. If you're a nerd, you should have high expectations for yourself. Treatment without prevention is simply unsustainable. Information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. Exposure from a young age to the realities of the world is a super big thing. The best teacher is very interactive. The first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The great thing about a computer notebook is that no matter how much you stuff into it, it doesn't get bigger or heavier. We are changing the world with technology. To win big, you sometimes have to take big risks. It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. We make the future sustainable when we invest in the poor, not when we insist on their suffering. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. We should all grow our own food and do our own waste processing. These quotes highlight Bill Gates' insights on technology, success, education, and philanthropy.